Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you the best mods in Oblivion Remastered. Despite releasing a week ago and not having official modding support, there's still a lot of mods that have been ported over from the original Oblivion as the games are very similar. Like, we got ourselves a mod that makes the faces not so ugly, so you can see here my character looks young, as the normal young faces look like they're about 40 or 50 years old. And we also got mods that restore color to the map, making it not so lifeless. So there's a lot of visual appeal mods here. We got some great quality of life, complete overhauls, and much more. But I'll be first starting off with overhaul mods because there's a lot of great ones that change how the game is played. Now, the first thing that I want to focus on is the Ascension Remastered mod. This is a very well done mod that changes a lot of aspects of the game because there's some weird stuff in Oblivion. We can be honest. Oblivion has some weird things that go on in it. Like, when you get to level 20, you can fight bandits that have Daedric armor, which, you know, should only be in the Gates of Oblivion. So this makes it some massive changes to leveled list loots and how enemies appear in the game. There's some very highlights of this. So bandits will have at maximum, like, the chainmail armor here, and then generic loot will be capped at mithril and orcish materials so that you can find the best gear, glass, elven, and ebony, and Daedric in the boss areas. So in boss chests or in Daedric itself, you have to go to Oblivion or the Mad God's Island. So this is great for making it more realistic because iron armor will still appear commonly throughout the game, so you don't, you know, disappear after you reach a specific level. In addition to this, it fixes overall loot tables and things like that. Creatures and NPCs will now start spawning lower level enemies, but some cool twist to it. So typically when you get to like level 20, you'll be finding like Storm Atronach and things like that. This will now make it so that when you get to lower levels, you'll find packs of wolves together or squads of skeletons in the dungeon. So it's going to group enemies together. I think this is a great change. It also could change a lot of balance things in the game here. So like alchemy is less potent in the game. So early game, you're not going to be able to make some very overpowered potions. Persuasion and barter are much harder unless a character specializes in them. Spell swords may need to trade out armor for spell effectiveness because this is something that if you're wearing heavy armor, you do lose spell efficiency in the early game, but it does get corrected. And this now changes it so that you can't just wear super heavy armor and blast away. Repairing items is less frustrating for lower level characters, less chance of the hammered repairing, which I always found very annoying. Pickpocketing chances are also more reasonable, and pickpocketing grants more skill experience than in vanilla, actually making it viable, and much more. What I like about this mod is it actually makes the game feel a bit more challenging in certain aspects, but also at the same time, it makes it feel realistic. Like, getting Daedric armor just off a bandit that's randomly roaming around versus going in an actual Oblivion gate to get it yourself, I think that that is a worthwhile change in and itself. So yeah, this is the Ascension mod here, Ascension Remastered, great mod. Next, we got ourselves the ultimate engine tweaks, anti-stutters, lower latency, no film grain, no chromatic aberration, lossless. So this just basically fixes it. If you're having stutters, even on higher NPCs, you're getting stutters in games like this. Unreal Engine 5 just happens to have that. And this mod helps to correct that. So it's going to help out improving performance, stability, decrease input latency, and improve picture clarity at no visual loss. So this is a nice mod that it is a little bit more complex to install it than some of the other ones. You download the engine.ini and replace it into there. So then you have to go, if you're on Xbox, you can also mod this. Just want to make a little note, Xbox players can also mod these games, so that's a nice thing about Game Pass PC. So some pretty nice changes there. If you're having some issues with running this, there's a lot of different mods related to this. There's even mods that turn off the lumen, so any of the global illumination, ray tracing effects. So on Steam Deck, it's going to help improve your overall performance. Same thing here. And also, we got ourselves a difficulty slider fixed, which is huge because you've probably experienced it yourself. If you put it on the high difficulty, it makes your damage do 0.167 times the amount of damage. So you can just swing away a million times with the most powerful weapons in the game, and you're not going to be able to take out enemies as easily as you should be able to take out enemies. So this is a nice quality of life change. And the tables here, so normally if you're on novice, your damage dealt is ×6. And then adept is ×1. As you go to expert, it's ×0.286, and then when you're on master, it's at 0.0167. So as I mentioned, not very good. And then mastery takes 6 times more damage. This balances it so that at master difficulty, there's different versions. There's 1.5, 2.5, 3 versions. So you can make it so that you take double damage and deal half damage on master, and I think that's much more reasonable. Or times 0.67. You can even go in the most difficult one, which is 0.33, which is still double the amount of damage dealt and half the amount that you take at their most difficult. So some great options here because master just seems, I'll be honest, master's kind of boring. I do have people in my comments being like, oh, you have to play a master or you don't get the real experience. Disagree. It's very annoying to attack someone with the best weapon in the game and their health is going down a tiny sliver. If I wanted to play a Souls-like game, I would play it, and Souls-like games have better combat, so just my thoughts. I think this is a fantastic mod by Ixon XVII. And we also got this Young Textures Revamped. This one looks crazy. You can see here the difference. So it literally, as I mentioned, looks like a 40-year-old person at the youngest. Now this makes him look much younger. Same there with all the other faces. So it's quite smooth. You can see the differences for yourself. Less wrinkles, less ugliness, dare I say it. I think that some of the character models, this game's adoring in how ugly some characters are. So you can see there, it makes the skin textures look better, less old, and it works on all different races here except for Khajiit and Argonians. So yeah, that's pretty nice. I personally like mods like this that just make the game less ugly, because I mean, it's part of its charm is its ugliness, but being able to fix this and make your character look better is important. We also got ourselves a mod here, Unleveled Item Rewards. So basically this makes this, this is the page for this is really funny. Makes all unleveled items in the game unleveled because this very concept infuriates me. Like, my God, why? What kind of insanity made anyone think this was a good idea? And that's a lot of the concepts in Oblivion is like, who thought that this was a good idea? Making it so that the levels, whenever you get your items, because sometimes if you do a quest early in the game, it could be a very good item, but it's going to be a leveled item, so it's going to be like level 4, and your character later on is not level 4. That weapon becomes obsolete, so this fixes it. This includes things in the Knights of the Nine, Mehrunes Razor, Shivering Isles. All quest rewards are unleveled. All rewarded items for quests are unleveled. Yes, it's retroactive, so if you download this mod after and you have items that are, you know, leveled to a lower level, it'll now fix them correctly. I just think this is a nice fix, so just wanted to include this one here. We also got ourselves the Colored World map. Now there's two different ones, map recolor. There's actually a few different ones, and then Colored World. So this one was a bit more vibrant in its colors. I went with the other mod. So I downloaded this one, tried it, Colored World map. I tried map recolor, and as I showed there, it looks nice. So on the map here, the other one has a bit of yellow there, but this is more green, and it kind of matches with the vibes of how the map itself looks. Might be a small change for you, but I think it's nice after looking at this map many a times over the years. It's nice to have a colorful one, and kind of matching with Skyrim having this mountain ranges over here. So it accurately reflects it. Like if we go to this location, it's snowy, and that's exactly what it looks like on the map itself. So just some awesome changes here, because you're going to be opening your map a lot. That's just the nature of playing Oblivion and games like that. It's you're going to be fast traveling quite a bit, especially with how the quests work out. So this just makes it more accurate and feels realistic to the Oblivion world. I think this game is beautiful, and having a map that looks a bit more beautiful is something that I personally enjoy. The next mod, we're going to get into quality of life changes now, not just overhauls, but quality of life. Simple, faster horses. I'll be honest, guys, if you've used a horse in Oblivion, once you get your speed skill up a little bit, it's obsolete to use a horse. You're just going to run roughly the same speed and not have all the janky annoyingness of riding a horse. Even if you got that horse armor DLC, this will make them move a lot faster. Because, to be honest, horses suck in this game. So I hate being able to run faster than a horse myself. That's ain't a freaking horse. So yeah, this should overall increases the speed of the horses in this game. I still prefer to run around on foot, but this is maybe a mod for somebody else to use. And we also got this one is just, if you're going to use mods, it's annoying to not get achievements in games. Even though that mods are typically used for like kind of cheating, this just makes it so you unblock mods from being achievable, which is great. So a lot of people probably benefit from this one. Increased bow speed. This will increase the bow speed. So simple mod increases the speed of the bow from 1 to 1.25. So this increases their speed by 25%. So this is a great mod because bow attacks in this game are very slow and just kind of annoying to deal with. So having a mod here that's going to increase the speed, like this is the natural bow speed. I just uninstalled this mod, but it increases the speed and it doesn't feel unnatural. Like the normal speed feels slow. So being able to actually increase that speed, it's really nice. So difference in speed, I think that's pretty solid in itself. So yeah, increased bow speed by Kevin V. Smith, 1977. Quest NPCs Run. Enough said. NPCs are kind of slow in this game, and it's annoying when you're doing quests and they just slowly saunter along. This has been something that's been in games. Now, the reason that NPCs typically walk slower in games is it's letting the game be able to download and use the assets. But now that we have gaming on SSDs, I think this should be a relic of the past. So this just makes the NPCs run quicker. Quality of life change. I like it. And we also got the enemy's weapons stay on corpses. So this is... you know how annoying this can be whenever you fight an enemy and their sword goes flying away and then you can't find it. This now has it so that whenever you do the Dark Brotherhood quest line, you go into the pirate ship and you kill them, they keep their scimitar or cutlasses on hand. So anytime you take out an enemy, they're not going to lose their weapons. This is a nice quality of life change. Again, this is all quality of life. Carry weight modifier. Now, there's a few different ways to download and use this mod, so this will make it so that you don't have to worry about your overall stamina. So with this, what it ends up looking like in game is when you go to your inventory, you no longer are greeted with an over encumbrance, which it gets annoying, very annoying. Having to use feather for everything. I'm somebody that picks up everything that I can find. Anytime that I find it in a game, I just want to pick stuff up. So having a mod that makes it so that we don't have to worry about carry weight is huge, because yeah, I'm a hoarder. I like to pick up items in video games. Sue me. I like to pick up video game items. It's annoying to deal with encumbrance. So yeah, carry weight modifier, nice fix here. Also, auto local map, smarter map opening. So when you're in a dungeon, this basically makes it so that when you open the map, it opens it to this. It's nothing more frustrating than when you're in a dungeon and you go to your map and like for example here, we're just in the city area here. It'll open it to this area if you're in a dungeon, and then you can zoom out if you want to. Instead, I feel like some people might not even know that there's like a quality map to any different location that you're at, just because anytime you pull up your map, you see this. So this is a nice quality of life change. Auto local map, smarter map opening. Then we also got ourselves a balanced NPC Level Cap Remastered. This adds consistent level caps to 1,400 NPCs in the base game and all DLCs, comprehensive solution to NPC scaling problems, and there's a lot. The scaling in Oblivion is a nightmare, and this just makes it more balanced. So basically makes it so that it's, again, more balanced. And for those that aren't aware, most NPCs in Oblivion have no maximum level and always meet the player's level, which occasionally small plus minus offset. This does not appear to be changed in the remaster. The intention of this mod is to make it so all location enemy types provide a constant challenge level to the player. However, in practice, it usually strips away much of the sense of the variety and progression. To make things worse, the non-optimal level choices can mean that enemies eventually begin to outpace a player in power level, which makes the game less fun overall. Agreed. That's one of the things that kind of irks me about Oblivion at times, is whenever you're playing around and then you encounter a bandit that has Daedric armor that's completely kicking your butt, and if you're playing on Master, having to sink 500 arrows into them, that's not a fun time. So this will actually fix this so that you now have a level cap to specific NPCs, the quality of life. Better Reticule. So this is nice because this is what it looks like normally. This is what it looks like after, which is kind of funny because this is how the daggers look. So if you pull out a dagger, they have that little dot there. And I think this is much cleaner than having this as your reticule. So another quality of life change for those that like to shoot bows. And this mod's made by Kate's. Just got to shout out Kate's. They've made a ton of fantastic mods for Baldur's Gate 3. I'm a big Baldur's Gate 3 fan, but yeah, they've made a ton of mods for Oblivion as well. So I just want to give them a big shout out there. And we also got ourselves a mod here for removing the Khajiit beard. So Khajiit got beard if you've got coin, no more, because this mod will make it so that it removes. So as you can see here, we got ourselves a Khajiit without the beard. It looks great this way because, hey, some people want to make their cat look a certain way. Now you can. So it gets rid of the big beards on these characters. They also made the Khajiit look really, really much better in this game versus the original. So this actually allows you to show off their face in full pride. Now into some I guess this is another kind of quality of life change. So this gives skeletons the ability to wield different types of weapons. So no longer will you just see skeletons wielding battle axes. They'll now be able to use different types of weapons. I think this is nice as someone that loves the skeletons and how they look in the remastered version. So this gives them a bunch of different weapons. So depending on the player level, they'll start to get different glass weapons, dwarven, daedric, etc. So just another quality of life change, makes the skeletons more realistic feeling. Now into, I guess this is the kind of a cheat. I don't really like cheat mods too much because there's already so many console commands you can use. More summons. This makes it so you can summon 12 summons at a time. I think this is hilarious, especially if you want to do a necromancer style playthrough. You can summon in like your Daedroth and all your skeleton crew with you. This is a really cool mod. I just love the skeletons, as I mentioned in this game. So being able to summon in multiple summons is pretty freaking cool if you ask me. Now into some shaders. Now, not everyone always likes shader mods, so that's why I want to include them at the end. This is a Painted World Remastered Reshade preset, which makes most of these mods are going to make it look like the original Oblivion or closer to it in terms of its color. So this is the Painted World. You can see here, original, normal, and then with the color change, much more vibrant, like Oblivion used to look. Same thing here, normal, and then with the color reshade. This looks nice. You do have to download and install a reshade. I've done reshading stuff in the past. I just want to cover this at the end because I'm always in awe of what reshaders can do for a game. This just looks really nice too. So yeah, I'm going to stick with the original graphics for the time being, but I do see myself downloading this in about a week's time once this nostalgia wears off, just to get some of that original Skyrim appearance. So I think the game looks beautiful enough as is, but if you like that super hydrosaturated colors, this could be the mod for you. So yeah, we also got ourselves the Ayleid Reshade here by Low Griff. So this again makes it look similar to the real Oblivion, or I guess the original Oblivion here. So just some more vibrant colors here. It makes the darks darker. I don't play HDR, but it's great on HDR from what I've seen. So yeah, this is just another mod that reshades the game. Just wanted to highlight this here because I know some people are very interested in this kind of mod. So yeah, this is pretty solid for week 1 of mods being available in Oblivion Remastered. So I'm hoping we'll see a lot more things coming soon as people get more comfortable with how to mod for this game. I hope we do get a fix for whatever's happening with these trees anytime, like especially near Oblivion gates. It can make them light up really weirdly. But yeah, this is an amazing game. I've had a lot of fun with it so far. So let me know in the comments what kind of Oblivion Remastered content you would like to see next. Hit the subscribe button if you're new here, haven't seen you around. Say hello in the comments. Have yourself a great day, and I'll see you all in the next video.